The Boston Celtics are the 2023-24 NBA champions. That's right. Put some respect on the name. But you know what? The question is, what's next for the Boston Celtics? We can get right down on it right here on Celtics. What's going on, everybody? Your favorite crew is back, baby. What's good, CP? Good to see you. Haven't talked to you since before.
What's up?
Before we won Game 5. We're gonna have some fun on today's episode because we're gonna recap Game 5. Right, we're gonna talk about the future of the Boston Celtics. It comes down to that. The NBA draft is this week. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. Cliff, if you could draft a player, you're gonna tell us who that player is. I'm sure you don't know anybody in this draft, but you're gonna pick somebody you gotta know. But let's go ahead.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and start with everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and welcome to the podcast. Make sure you go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Celtics World. Do that. All right, Cliff. We won this joint. Banner 18 should be hanging on my wall at some point very shortly. Yeah. I just want to know how you feeling, man. Let's recap this game. Let me know how you feeling, man. Like it's done. It's in the books.
Well, in the beginning, when we had our podcast, we both had our reservations. I know I did. I said either we're going to dominate them or they're going to dominate us. It's not going to be a close game. That was my only thing that I felt that was going to happen. What I did notice is like it just felt right. Like after like the first quarter, it just felt like it felt like a wrap. Like it felt you could see our energy, you could see how we was moving. And then you can hear JJB like, yo, as soon as he come over, I got him. Like you could see you could see in their face they were just ready. Like you knew we had it. Like before we even went on that run, we kind of knew we had it.
Yo, the Celtics, you talk about the first quarter. We'll break it down quarter by quarter because I think that was kind of dope, right? So in that first quarter, did you know that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown played the whole 12 minutes of that first quarter? I don't know. It didn't seem like they did, but they actually did.
But that says a lot, though. They understand what it takes. They understand. They understand. And I just gotta say this one thing. If they had been playing like this, because I don't think Jason Tatum made an effort to go to the basket. Do you understand that? Every play he was hell bent on going up strong. That enabled him to do what I've been saying. That enabled him to get all of those damn assists because he was dishing. People were trying to stop him, leaving other people open. That's how we should have played that inside out ball. And we can go back to our first shows. And that was my biggest thing with him. Like, stop selling for threes. Only take a three if you got a wide open three. If somebody DN you, go to the bing. They can't do nothing with you. And you saw it. He owned that shit. Excuse my language. He owned it.
Yeah, I mean, it came down to, I thought, I look in that first quarter, I look at what Tatum did, man. He was shooting 71% from 2 points from the floor. Like his 2-point shots just in that first quarter, like was on point. And when you go back and you look at the whole game, now I'm starting to see like how this stuff breaks down. Tatum from the two shot 70.8% from the floor. He played 44 minutes and 57 seconds in this game. Like that's less than 3 minutes and some change. Would have been the 48 minutes. Like he would have played the whole game literally. He shot 29 points, baby. Yeah, he shot 29% from the 3-point line. As far as his 3-point percentage, Tatum was I thought Tatum, it's so weird, right? Because like I thought Tatum was like the best player on the court, but
he wasn't the MVP of that series, though.
He wasn't the MVP of the series.
He was the MVP of that game, but he wasn't the MVP of the series.
I don't even know if he was MVP of the game, but he still was the best player on the court. Because when you look at what Tatum was asked to do, he became just the ultimate best player. And so like when you talked about his assist numbers. So this dude had 11 assists in this game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, he was a playmaker. On top of that, you know what I'm saying? He put up 31 points. So so Jason Tatum was able to get 31 points, but dish out 11 dimes. Man, you got to give that man a round of applause, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 49er Media. Ben, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys.
And he was unapologetically him. He was himself. Like he was
Ooh, I like that.
unapologetically.
I
He was
like that.
unapologetically himself. He was just like, yo, when he was scoring, he was like doing all this shit. I was like, we need that.
I like that.
Let Luca know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe this ain't your year, dog. Just be happy you're here.
Yo, the way it's looking, it might not be anybody's year if the Boston Celtics can find a way to keep the core together. Like, you know what
Why
I'm
wouldn't
saying?
they?
I just it's not about why, it's more about how, Cliff. It's about money. It comes down to how you gonna pay certain players. Derek White came out, said he wanted to be here. Well, you got to pay him. You got to offer him that 4-year extension.
And the thing
Jason
of it
Tatum's getting
is
supermax, so we already know that.
yeah. And the thing of it is with White is you're gonna have to pay him. There's gonna be no discounts.
That's my point.
His skill list is on full display.
But you asked me why wouldn't they, and I'm telling you, there's a way.
I wouldn't give a damn about. If I was the Celtics and we're gonna keep a dynasty going. Yeah. Damn that salary cap, whatever.
Yeah, it's more about paying that luxury tax. You know what I'm saying? You go over that number, are you willing to pay the tax, the luxury tax? And I say hell yeah. Like, you got your
they can't get like a Bobby Bonilla deal. Like, listen, I'm gonna defer this. I'm gonna defer this and put that over there.
Nah, that's not happening. You know that's not happening.
It's been done
and that's up to the player though, right? Like, that's up to the player to negotiate that type of how he wants to.
I get it in options, or I get something. They could be creative ways to get this done.
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree. All I said, if the Celtics want to repeat, then they definitely need to make sure that they bring back the squad. Now, there's going to be some free agents. We're going to get into all this. Trust me. We're just going to recap this game. 106, man, to 88. That was the score. It was a blowout. And it was a blowout the majority of the game until they took the guys out. You know what I'm saying? But you got all around good play from the Boston Celtics. I thought the game plan was on point. They went back to kind of like that game one game plan, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Take Kyrie out, make Luka have to beat you. This is that and the third, and they limited what everybody else did off the bench. There was only one player they couldn't stop, in my opinion. It was one player. That damn Josh Green. He just found a way to be on fire. I think he led them off the bench. Scored one less point to Kyrie Irving, who finished with 15. But the Celtics came out with a defensive mindset, man. They came out, and how do I know? Didn't I tell you they was going to keep this team under 100 points? And every time the Celtics keep a team under that 100 points, they come out victorious just about. So it was already written in stone that the Celtics were going to win this championship. You know, you look at game 4, it was kind of like they was playing with their food a little bit. They came back home to Boston, and they celebrated, Cliff. We didn't get a chance to go to the parade, but I'm sure you saw some stuff at the parade, some videos, some clips, man. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Now, one of the ones that there were a few things that I really enjoyed, and one was seeing Tatum with his son, I think Deuce.
Yeah.
His little boy. That was just priceless. And to see the way he and JB, they revere each other, and and just to see Missoula just unwavering, just like, yo, I told y'all, like it was wonderful, man. It was wonderful. And not to mention, in sports, I haven't had a winner in quite some time. So all my teams is jacked up. So I'm enjoying this, man.
I love it, man. Michael says, "What's next? Back-to-back chips, man. That's what it sounds like they looking for."
We got to do one thing, and I sent you about this. If we could sign White, let that other boy go. Cornette, he's got to go. Let Cornette go. Bring in Boy, I tell you, I'm getting old. Jesus. Bring in Howard, Dwight Howard from
Oh,
China.
we'll see. Vet minimum. Howard put out a tweet about the Celtics, and possibly he wants to kind of. I'm sure he wants to win a championship. He sees what's here. He can give you some. He can give you some minutes down there off that bench. It might be better than what we have. So we'll get into.
No, he'll definitely be rim protection. That was the only problem we had, really, rim protection, without Porzingis being there. If we're going to keep Porzingis, which clearly we are, you got 2 more years left on what was he getting in the next 2 years?
Porzingis, he's getting
36 or something
million.
Yeah. So he's getting 15 a year. So, and even in that, you can.
I think he's a free agent after this season. So it was a 2-year deal, right? And then it was for 70 million. And
where was he gonna go? Where was he gonna go?
I'm just saying, like, he's gonna get 30 million this year. And so, and then after that he'll be a free agent. So you gotta try to run it back, man. You gotta try to run it back with the same squad. You could kind of find a way to limit, I do, before we get more into like the offseason stuff, let's talk about Jaylen Brown and his MVP finals, Eastern Conference Finals MVP and MVP. So I guess my question to you is, does will the league start to respect this player, this young man, as an elite basketball player? Is Jaylen Brown in that elite conversation? And because he has the mind now, he has the pedigree of winning. And can you put him in that Anthony Edwards category? Can you put him? I'm talking about just far as shooting guards. Can you put him in that category? Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, those guys, because ain't none of them champions.
I think that both of them gentlemen, Edwards and Mitchell, they are wonderful players, but they have more flash. I think Brown is more substance. I think that the core of his game, it plays out way better than the other two. And I feel like what Brown does, you can get every night. I just if I have my choice between the 3 players, and I know you're gonna think I'm crazy, I'm picking Brown.
Really? I wasn't expecting you to say Jaylen Brown. Like, you're not saying that because you're a homer, right? Like, you're saying that because overall, he's the best out of those 3 guys that I mentioned, right? I mean, Donovan Mitchell could give you 40 plus a night, but he's probably going to be injured at some point. And then
he's not going to lock down. He's not going to lock down the other
defensively. There you go. There you go. Because we talk about a guy that picked up. If you really want to know why Jaylen Brown won the MVP, it's because he picked up full court Luka Doncic throughout this series. Like,
and we didn't lose anything on production on the other end. So
no. That's my point. No, right. The offense still kept up, and he didn't burn himself and run out of gas. Mm-hmm. I really think in Game 4, we don't talk about it a lot, but the dude Game 4, he got in foul trouble early. Like, I felt like, and that's when, so did Jason Tatum. Remember, they both had like 4 fouls, and then Mazzulla was like, I'm just gonna sit these motherfuckers out. Like, we just gonna come back and
we're gonna just take that. Go ahead and take that L.
Take that L. Yeah, and I agree. But listen, Jaylen Brown absolutely balled out throughout the NBA Finals. I thought he was probably like well deserved for this Finals MVP, and just wanted to give Jaylen Brown his flowers. He had the coldest moment walking into where he was wearing that State Your Sources shirt. I had the picture, but I can't find it. That's so official, yo. Because when you can't tell me that the players aren't paying attention to what's going on out there, bro. Right? They paying close attention. And I don't know if you remember who he was talking about, but
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith gonna have to start.
He's about to get his Negro wake up call. Trust me. He about to get his. I know we ain't gonna be talking about him, but he about to get his call. He gonna keep on messing with these young boys.
He gonna keep messing with these young boys, man. And they a little different. They built a little different. I'm just gonna
because they're not in awe of you. They're from their own lane. We old. Like you gotta understand. We're old to them. Right. Like ain't nothing cool about us.
Right.
So like I said, he said state your source, and I don't blame him. If you're gonna go on national TV and go, and allege something like, oh, the reason why nobody likes him because he thinks he's better than everybody. If you're gonna put that narrative out there, then you need to have something to back that up. Period.
You ain't saying nothing but a word, man. Like
that's borderline character assassination.
Not for Stephen A. Smith, because he's at the pinnacle, and nobody's like, nobody's seeing him. Like Stephen A. Smith is at the top of the food chart when it comes to the upper echelon of those analysts out there. So he gonna have to take the lashings and all that type of stuff, but he could do it.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm just saying. I think
go ahead.
You ain't gotta like him. I'm just saying he's built to take that stuff. He could put out what he wants, and Jaylen Brown now at this point, and I feel like in a tasteful way, clap back, and that's what you need. Like you got Jason Tatum clapping back. Like they be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? And we low key saw Jason Tatum say some stuff when they would ask him questions, and I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll just have to do it again next year. You know what I'm saying? Like all these different types of questions. Like these players they're not like NFL players where they probably turn off everything. These dudes be paying attention, bro.
And it's not as personal. We can't see what our favorite player. They have helmets on and visors and stuff. These basketball players, we see them. Like we see them. They're exposed. They're out there. They have butt naked. Like the football players have on all kind of stuff. So I think it's a different dynamic, and football is a little bit more. NBA is like 500 players. There's thousands of players in the NFL. The NBA is coveted because there's so minuscule amount of jobs. So and then they're almost making as much money. Michael Eckert kidding.
We're gonna get to that. Just finish your point.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, there's more money. There's more money in the NBA, and the NBA players have more of a they have more of a marketing advantage because we see who they are.
I agree 100%. We're going to get to some of these comments on the live show. A couple of questions. Ben says, are there any talks about retirement about any certain player? I'm sure he's alluding to Al Horford, who got his first NBA championship after 17 seasons, bro. That's damn near 20 seasons of NBA blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
But no questions, no talks, no retirement talks, which is good because Al Horford's under contract, I believe, for another year through 2025. So this is
he need to be an ambassador. I think he need to go ahead on. You got your ring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how the basketball money work because he's on the books for like a 15 million. So
what?
Yeah. Like, so would they still have to pay him? He's saying what, but if it wasn't for Al Horford, like, bruh, it would have been Luke Cornett and Neemias Quetta out there playing center, bro.
Yeah, it'd have been bad. It'd have been bad. You right.
Real bad.
Like bad. You real
MJ
bad.
bad.
You're right. You're right. But I'm just saying, like,
that money was well earned, is what I'm saying.
I feel you, but like, I can't tell him what to do, but I'm out. Like, I'm gone. Like.
So you're saying if you're Al Horford, you would retire?
What else is there to play for, man?
Another championship. You got an opportunity. All right. So let me just paint this picture. You're playing with two of the premier NBA players of probably all time, and I still don't think they've entered their prime yet. And I know that's crazy to say, but I think in another year or two, like Jaylen should be entering his prime quicker than Jason Tatum, obviously. But I still think they got a little ways to go before they end their prime. Once Jaylen Brown goes back to being an 80% free throw shooter, he's prime city, baby. Like that. I don't know why he struggled for the 3-point line. But I'm trying to tell you, if I had that opportunity and I knew that my minutes would be limited, I'm taking the job. It's easy money though, bro. Like,
getting that 15 million, hell yeah.
Yeah. So like that's why I wouldn't retire, right? I know when
from the dramatic.
But when my number is called, I know I gotta go out there and I gotta ball out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Which he proved that he can go every other night kind of like how they prep. You know how sometimes we do back-to-backs and he'll play a night and then sit a night? He proved every other night that he could go out there and ball out to his, highest ability. There was a couple of nights where he looked a little different, but you saw
old.
He did.
A couple of nights where he looked old.
He did. But again, like I said, I don't think you have to, worry about that with Al Horford if he knows he's your backup. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's free. At that point, you're free. The onus is not on you, and I can dig it. But we need another center, somebody that can really rim protect, and somebody that had. I mean, Cornette was okay, but
you talk about a guy like Dwight Howard, which we'll get into in a little bit. We don't know what this cat could do in the NBA. Not today's NBA. We knew
we don't need him to do. He could do more than Cornette did.
He not gonna score more than Cornette. They're not even gonna get the opportunity to score more than Cornette. And if this dude don't finish around the rim, I don't know what the plan of Cornette was, but we'll talk about that. Michael Eckert says Kendrick Perkins has been banned from any Celtics activities. Cliff, this is you all day. Like, I know you was advocating for this. He don't even deserve to be included in any Celtics. Matter of fact, take that motherfucking ring. Take his ring. Nah. He don't even deserve that because he ain't do shit to get it. That's Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce, and Rondo.
That's why when you talk about when we did it back then, see Stephen A. Shut up, because you ain't do nothing. Facts. Like you were a bottom dweller. You were you know what I'm saying? You were just getting scraps and leftovers. Nobody ain't drawn no plays for KP. Ain't wasn't no Kendrick Perkins plays. Doc sent you out there and go rebound the ball, hold on to the ball, and as soon as you rebound the ball, pass it to somebody that can do something with it. I'm sure that's what that conversation that they had, and for him to be so opinionated and not even show any sort of bias towards us in a positive manner, to me is I think I think he was what do you call that, simping? What do you call that? I think he's doing his little baby Stephen A.
He trying, you know what I mean? He ain't got he not Stephen A. He'll never be Stephen A. And at the end of the day, I think this is the perfect ban. Like, he deserves to be banned. Like, you can't talk all this crazy about your former team because you butthurt because they moved on from you because you was trash. Like, let's just keep it a buck. I don't think Kendrick Perkins was that dude. Like, he literally was carried. He was young. Wasn't he a rookie that year too? Him and Rondo were rookies that in 2000.
Yeah. They came in.
Yeah. He did nothing. He couldn't do anything. He was a weak ass center. He could barely rebound. He wasn't boxing people out. He couldn't put back shot. Like, let me look up Kendrick Perkins stats. And here's why he was banned: for outwardly critical, just lavishing out critical stuff about the Boston Celtics on these live TV shows. The Celtics just didn't even want him to be a part of anything, yo. Like, that's why he was banned from the parade. He was banned from the parade. That's what it was. He couldn't attend the parade. So, good. But I want to know what Kendrick Perkins' stats were with Boston. I got to look that up because I don't remember him doing anything great. I just remember him being like a play setter. That's why they ass moved on. All right, we got to go back 2000. No, he wasn't a rookie. I take that back. So you mean to tell me the year we won the championship was that 07-08, right?
Yep.
You mean to tell me the year we won that championship, it was his 1, 2, 3, 4. It was his 5th year in league. Dude averaged 6.9 points a game that year, bro. Tell me what this dude. I mean, he did average 6 rebounds. I'll give him that. He averaged 6 rebounds, but he was terrible. I just didn't think he was good.
It ain't enough for you to be talking shit like that.
Right.
About the guys that can get it done.
About the guys that could get it done. And I think part of that, though, is just him being hurt. Him being bitter. That's the word I'm trying to use. Him being bitter. That's my thing. Ben wants to know, do we make Pritchard a starter? I want to get your thoughts on that. Keep the questions coming too, guys.
Absolutely not. His little ass needs to stay on the bench where he came from.
Look, at some point, see, this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets interesting. Because the only way I see this happening is if they can't get a deal done with Derek White. Now, hold up. It's the only way I see it happening is if they can't get the deal done with Derek White. Now, Derek White got the video out there where he was telling the fans that he wanted to be a Celtic, at the parade, whatever that good stuff. He wants to be here. Derek White wants to be a Celtic, and that's kind of cool, right? Like, but at this point, I'm with Cliff. I don't see room for him starting on the roster that's stacked. So no. But if there's a way that they don't find a way to bring back Derek White, and we'll get to his extension offer. I think they can offer a 4-year extension for him. There's a possibility then you move him up to your starter, and now you got to get more depth at the guard position, and the Celtics aren't loaded at guard on the bench. They're all wings.
We're trashing it. We got to redo that whole bench. We got to be smart about it, but we got to redo that whole bench. We clearly, there might be some. I don't know anybody in this draft, like you said, but there could be maybe some hidden talent that they've already, they good for that they've already saw in the second round that could possibly come in and make a difference. But even in that, they won't be right away. So I think we need to make signing White the focal point of this, because this doesn't work without the intricate pieces. Well, not. I won't say so much. The vital pieces. The vital pieces is our starting five. None of this works without our starting five. We just don't. I don't give a damn. You take any one of those guys out, and we might mess around and be. I just think that we got to figure out a way to get him back. That's all. I don't know the numbers. I don't know the logistics, but we got to figure out a way to get that guy back, man.
All right, so just to give you some context, like these are a couple of players that are up for extensions. These are like the Jason Tatum Supermax. I believe you can give him a 5-year deal, and the number per Woj is going to be approximately $315 million. So Jaylen Brown was at $300 million. Jason Tatum would get that $15 million extra. The market goes up, the cap goes up, the money goes up, and when you're offered that Supermax. Now, this is great for the Celtics because it doesn't hurt what they do with Derek White. They can still offer Derek White a 4-year extension. The question is, what will that number kind of look like? They already extended Drew Holiday. All right. And so they have the ability to bring both of these back. Cliff, you talked about bringing that starting five back. I'm with you because that's the starting five. You got two of the best defensive guards in the NBA. I get why you want these guys to come back. They both prove that they can score in the biggest stage, on the biggest night, and the biggest, bump these regular season games. Like, you get what I'm saying? They can score. Like, you know what I mean? So that's huge for them. And on top of that, like I said, you get the defensive. So your backcourt is going to be lit with these guards. You got to find a way to keep them together. Year two with chemistry with Drew and Derek White.
And we don't already saw. First of all, we don't saw we can do it. You know how I say a shooter got to see the ball go in? Well, we just saw the ball go in.
That's what I'm saying.
Last Monday night, we saw the ball go in. Tomorrow, Denver gonna get. Ain't nobody in the West got a damn thing for us right now. I don't give a damn who you go to get the coach.
That's what I'm trying to say. Speaking of coach, Lakers got a new coach. So if you're a Laker fan, you're watching this show, congratulations. I don't think Laker fans are clapping.
I don't think congratulations are in order.
I congratulate people when they get new coaches.
But I feel you, but they put up Sam Cassell's numbers. Sam Cassell's credentials.
Yeah,
he's been an assistant coach for like 20 years.
Yeah.
He's an NBA champion twice. Didn't he get 2 rings?
I think one with the Celtics and one with the Bucks, maybe.
No, Cassell got 2 with Houston, didn't he?
Oh, Houston. I'm sorry, he didn't win with the Celtics. He
didn't win with the Celtics.
We didn't win that year.
But what I'm saying is, and then you got JJ Redick's only coaching experience was a volunteer 4th grade coach. They put the credentials right next to each other.
Yeah, but Sam Cassell declined. He wanted to.
Because they were bringing him on his staff. They wasn't giving him a chance to be coached. They was going to have him be on JJ Redick's staff.
JJ Redick's staff. Correct. But at the end of the day, he ain't going nowhere. He'd rather stay with Boston. And
He'd
at
be a
some
fool
point,
to go over there.
and that's yeah. But yeah, no. See, I disagree. I disagree a whole bunch because all I'm saying is if he would have took that job, clearly he don't want to be a head coach. Because if he did, he would have took that job. Because you
What
know,
job?
in LA, because you know,
did he even interview for it?
you're not hearing what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you just said that they were offering him a position on their staff, right? It wasn't a head coach position. It's probably the same position he is with Boston, right?
No, he wasn't actually a bench coach with Boston. Now they're moving him to the bench.
Now they're moving to the bench, right? So
they offered him a bench position, which would have been an upgrade.
That's what I'm saying.
And like, okay, I get it. All right.
But my point is, you let JJ Redick fall hard on his ass, and you know you're gonna be next up in line. Hopefully. So
ain't nothing gonna be right in LA until LeBron get his ass up out of there.
But a person like Sam Cassell can probably connect to a person like LeBron. We always talk about that connection, bro. Like that's what it comes down to. LeBron ain't gonna respect nobody. I think LeBron and JJ Redick is gonna work. I'm the only person that think that's gonna work. They got a podcast together. They have some type of rapport. They got some type of chemistry. And now you're gonna go. I don't care. Bro, we can't. All right, I'm about to get mad. We can't.
What are you mad for?
Because we can't sit here and say that shit if Joe Mazzulla had zero experience and then came in here and won a championship in 2 years.
Joe Mazzulla got a team that me and you could have coached at least to get to the playoffs. All right,
bro. All right,
no, but it's the truth. Joe Mazzulla,
yeah, but you still gotta manage. You still gotta manage those egos and find a way to get these guys over the hump. Joe Mazzulla figured it out.
But he was on the bench though. He still was on the bench. He wasn't on the bench, but he was still part of
Udoka's squad. Yeah, for sure.
So he got a chance to learn.
But
go ahead.
But still, we're talking head coaching. That's all I care. Like that's the only thing that mattered. He wasn't a head coach. That's why I'm looking at head coach because he even got experience from the collegiate level as well, right?
Yeah.
Talking about Joe Mazzulla. But at the end of the day, none of that shit matter. None of that matters. You get to the NBA, it's a whole different game plan. Totally different game plan. It's about how you connect to players, bro. The most effective teachers in the world aren't the ones that think they know everything. It's the ones that connect to those kids.
And what makes you think JJ Redick could do that?
I just feel like, I don't know if he could connect to the players. I feel like he got a connection with LeBron. That's what I said.
But there's other. I'm gonna tell you, there's gonna be a mutiny afoot.
Let it happen. I don't give a fuck about the Lakers. Let it happen. Let it be a mutiny. We'll be hanging banner 19, and they'll be still trying to figure it out. But my point is, if LeBron stays, that's what they need. They need somebody that LeBron trusts. It's the same thing. Freaking our coach couldn't get it done when Danny Ainge hired oh my gosh, Brad Stevens couldn't figure it out. Same talent, same team. What is Brad really good at? Evaluating players, getting the right players, getting the right pieces. He moves up to general manager, president of operations, whatever you want to call it. Hires Udoka. That doesn't work out. Thank God. And now we got an NBA championship head coach and a team right now that we're celebrating. Round of applause to Brad Stevens and the daggone Boston Celtics for getting that done. Now he need to make sure he take care of these extensions. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Oh, so Ben said that you said, I don't know if I said this. Did I say this?
I don't remember saying nothing like that.
I felt like we did, but I don't remember. I remember you saying it.
First of all, it was an emotional time. If Kyrie could say he re-signed it and don't re-sign it, I don't gotta get no damn tattoo.
Roselle Chavis says Joe was at least, you're right. He was an assistant coach and a college coach. I said that. I said he does have, but none of that really, see, for me, none of that matters. So you get to the NBA, it's like, it's a whole different game plan, yo. It's like the players. Like when the players come from college to the NBA, they got to have that to make that transition. Not every player that make it that get drafted make it. Like it just don't work that way. It's like you could say that in every sport.
Well, what do you have? But what do you have other than
here's my point.
Getting along with Bron that make you think he's gonna be a good coach?
I just feel it's just a connection. That's it. I didn't say he was gonna be a good head coach. I said he could connect to LeBron. That's what I said. Don't put words in my mouth. I said he can connect to LeBron. Now, we could take this same concept from Rozelle. Give me some of them winning head coaches, because I could give you a Boston Celtics one, because Rick Pitino was fucking ass.
Yeah.
He won in college.
Because you have control in college. When you get to the pros, these are grown ass men with mortgages.
This is my point.
It's a different ball game.
That's my point. So it doesn't matter. It all comes down to the hand you get dealt with and how you manage it. It don't matter if you got the experience or not. That's my point.
You know what? I'm gonna let you rah and all that, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Just be man enough this time next year. Just be man enough to tell me I was right.
Okay, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, I don't give a like. I really don't. Like
yes, you do. Because I don't get that excited about something I don't care about, bro.
I'm not getting excited. I'm just saying we got to keep the same smoke. We can't say that we like it this way, and then if a team does it that way, all of a sudden we don't like it. Like, it's the same thing. We can
Darvin Ham went to the Western Conference Finals last year. You mean tell me you can't win with him?
Why are you getting excited?
Because, man, it's because it's dead. Man, fuck LeBron, man. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to say it like that. I don't think Darvin Ham could connect to LeBron. That's what it comes down to, the connection.
LeBron be messing families up, man.
I didn't say he didn't. I just said as long as LeBron is there, you got to have a person that can connect to him, because if not, it ain't going to work. It's just not. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
I just feel like he gets too much consideration, being that there's another whole new conversation. 15 dudes on the team.
Hey, well, you know what? Talk to Bus.
How Anthony Davis feel about it? It's supposed to be his team.
Is it? Or is it supposed to be LeBron's team? See what I'm saying?
How old is Davis even 30 yet?
I don't know. But my point is, until LeBron is done, they got to live with it. If you're a Laker fan, sorry for you. If you're a Celtics fan,
He talking all that stuff about Missoula, fuck around and try to get signed with us.
LeBron talked about Missoula.
Oh, he was singing.
Oh
his
my gosh, yeah, he was like, he's
like, yo, let him have his moment.
Don't you bring that mother trucker over here to Boston.
Let this dude have his moment. He in everything. I'm so bad. I'm so sorry I wasn't LeBron running mate. Let people, you out the playoffs, go to Bali or wherever it is you gonna go, and let everybody else rock, man. Stop posting.
Speaking of Joe Mazzulla, bro, the dude has to have surgery. He tore his meniscus back in March. And yeah, it's gonna keep him out for a while, but he's gonna get the surgery done. He let everybody know last week he tore his meniscus. So prayers up, speedy recovery. Because he was out there. I don't know if it hurt that much, because he sure enough was celebrating. And as
he had them tight ass pants. They probably held a knee meet. Them tight ass jeans. They held a knee meet in the play. His meniscus was held up. He probably had it wrapped up under his pants though, because you just can't play, but you can walk.
You can walk. Yeah, you can't play, cut, do all that kind of good stuff. It's not an ACL, but you know what I'm saying. Like it's still tough. I'm sure he was in some type of pain. But yeah, man, we hope he heals up well. As far as Porzingis, we hope that heals well as well, because I think the Celtics with a healthy Porzingis is the most dangerous team in the NBA. I really do. It's the way you.
And it ain't even close, because all these boys done taste. How's it done tasted blood? I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm calling it. How's it gonna be a beast?
Shark.
I'm calling
him a shark. I'm calling him a shark.
Yo, He gonna be baby Steph this year, because his confidence is way up here now. Because
you call him baby Steph?
Baby Steph. He gonna be a baby. Yo, listen. I'm not okay. Let's not get crazy. But what I'm saying is
you
that
said it. You said baby Steph.
Because I didn't mean it literally. It was more I was being coy. But yo, I could get what LeBron's saying with he being a genius, because I was yelling. I was literally yelling at my TV. And every time Hauser missed a shot, I was livid. But Hauser had to go through that process. He never felt that before. He felt it. He understood the levity. It's not going to be too big for him next year. He's going to bust. Whoever Deion Hauser need to get their mind right, because he putting it up every time. Trust me.
I think the confidence level is gonna grow, right? Because now he did it on the biggest stage under the lights, with all the cameras watching. He looked bad. You know what he did too? The fact that he played probably some of the best damn defense I've ever seen on ball in my entire life, especially on these guys that we talking about, the Luka Doncic guys.
Yes,
Listen,
yes, yes.
Hauser,
And he's not
Hauser.
even big. What is he? 6'6", 6'5"?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Hauser making a name for himself. I believe he's up for an extension too, if I'm not mistaken. They might have to find a way to extend Sam Hauser.
Listen now. If I was Brad Stevens, I'll call him up off and be like, listen, now you know ain't nobody else gonna take you. You know you fit perfectly here. Take this little bit of money right here.
Nah,
And let me
dog,
stretch this shit out.
that ain't how it worked, dog. Because you know, I'm with you. If I'm Brad Stevens, I don't know if I'm gonna say that, but if I'm Brad Stevens, I'm trying to make sure Sam Hauser is somehow on this roster, because you know how long the Celtics have been looking for a sharp shooter, like literally.
Uh,
Ugh. Like you can't let that walk out of the building
no, you can't. You can't.
because they're a dime a dozen.
Can't.
Like, you know what I mean? Like a
And
guy that's
I'm just saying, like, can't Al work out? Al, you on the back nine? You don't make all the money you gonna make. Come on, let's work something out for the salary cap, baby. Come on, man.
there's a possibility that you can restructure. I'm not sure how basketball money works. Can they push some to the back end? Like if he goes into retirement, does he give some money back? Like that. If he retires, I think he doesn't get paid the money, right? You know what I'm saying? So like, there's options, but we don't know. But at the end of the day, you know, Celtics got to do what they got to do. Let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the NBA draft, which is this upcoming Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time on ABC and ESPN's a 2-round event. The second round is going to be on Thursday. I just want to remind at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just want to remind everybody that the Celtics draft late.
In the second
last. Round. I don't even want to see late. How many teams in the NBA?
30. Was it
30?
Yeah, I think 30. I don't know.
They draft last.
Yo, there's always they draft Tom Brady got drafted in the 6th round.
Let's focus on the NBA, bro.
I'm just saying, people there's jewels all over the place. Like you can get jewels.
Let's focus on the NBA though. So the Celtics got the last pick in the first round. I just want to put that out there. They won the championship. They get the last pick. So, you know, we're gonna talk about, you know, we don't gotta necessarily talk about the prospects, but which position do you want the Celtics to kind of own in on, or do you know? Just curious to think. Do they go point guard? Do they go what they normally go with? Fucking wings. Do they go? Speaking of wings, I could go for some wings right now. Or do they go with the big guy? Like what's the position you think the Celtics should address in this draft?
We got to shore up that the rim. We have to assume that Porzingis is only going to play half his games, and we have to assume that because we've seen nothing else, so we have to assume that he's not going to make it all the way through the season, and we're going to have to assess whoever we pick, how much of it is a drop off, and can we with our current roster, can we accommodate for his absence? And I think that's the biggest thing right now. You know, I just feel that's the biggest thing for us right now. We have a point guard. We got 2 point guards, and they can defend. They're not the quintessential point guard, but they can service it enough. They can defend. We stout at wing. We don't have to worry about that. We need to get some size.
I agree. The question is, who's going to be available at size? Are we going to just pick anybody? And shout out to my boy Rob D. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Roselle does have a good point, a good question though. What if Edie drops? Maybe trading up for him, or you know, and trading up in the first round is going to be tough, right? So now you talk about what you're looking to trade to move up in the first round, and possibly you're going to have to move on from one of these contracts because you're going to have to give a team a player that you already have contractually, you know, that you're obliged to. So that's going to be interesting to see if the Celtics do look to move up to get the kid the center. I don't know if you remember Edie from Purdue. He cooked in that game, but he was all they had. He cooked against UConn. Clingan, I love Clingan, but Clingan had nothing for Purdue. This guy, he's a little bit bigger though. Edie was a little bit bigger.
Edie's like 7'3".
Yeah,
he's a big dude.
Clingan's over. He's 7 feet though, right?
Klinger's like 7'1", 7'2".
Yeah, but Edie just looked bigger. Like
He just was stout. He
stout.
was big legs. He a big boy.
Yeah. So and then they have their second round pick. They have two in the second round. They got pick 54 as well. So I'm just just curious to see, like,
Wait a minute, I thought the Lakers had pick 54.
In this draft, upcoming draft, the Celtics got pick 54. So it's gonna be interesting. Now, I did a mock draft. All right. And so my mock draft simulator for the Boston Celtics, I drafted Adam Bona out of UCLA center. So I was thinking big guy too, Cliff. So me and you thinking alike. And I saw this kid's name there in the second round. I saw him there. So I saw a point guard there because I'm trying to figure out if I bring this kid into the system under Joe Mazzulla, how much would he probably develop? I think he's a really smart kid. But I got Bronny James. I thought getting young Bronny would be dope for the Boston Celtics. I feel like he can give you a little bit more size, at that point guard position, and probably develop into something, learning under the tutelage. You want to see how well he's going to be able to equip and adapt to the defensive mindset. I'm not really worried about him scoring right away. But I think that would be a good, he's going to be available somehow in that second round. I don't think anybody's going to reach for him in the first round.
Mark my words. Bronny is going to be a exceptional pro basketball player.
Really?
I believe that. I believe it. I see it on him. I see it, man. I'm telling you. College wasn't, first of all, they wasn't running nothing for him. He wasn't going to get no plan. He shouldn't have never went there.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
He should have never went there. They had like 7 guards. Like, yo, that boy, let me tell you something. First of all, it's in his DNA, and not just because Bron is his father. It's because he wants it. He changed his name. His legal name is Bronny. You know what I mean? He wants it. He works at it, and he's got the pedigree. I'm telling you right now. Put that young man in the right system, and in a year's time, he can run your offense. I believe that with everything I got, even though his father annoys me to no end. That kid right there is something special, and I'm saying it on air right now. I believe that.
I like that, man. I like that a lot. Now, here's the question that's been going around. Should the Celtics trade their first round pick? They've had success drafting late. Remember Robert Williams, he was picked 27. Peyton Pritchard was picked 26. The Celtics are at 30. Like, I just feel like they're going to go wing. That's just my guess.
That makes no sense, though. I hope they don't do that.
It doesn't, but that's Brad Stevens. Like that's a Brad. Well, that was more like a Danny Ainge thing.
Yeah, if you're going to go wing, you got to go bigger wing. You got to get somebody with the propensity who could be a wing, but could still give you just a little bit more than you got from Tatum when Tatum had to play the 5.
I agree. What I'm saying? No. I agree 1,000%. That's why, like, you and I just being, it's tough because my wants and needs clearly don't be what the team's wants and needs are, even though you and I can see clearly night and day that we need a better serviceable big. And we got a wing last year. So, like, why get another one? Like, you drafted Jordan, what's his last name? Walsh? Not Jordan Walsh.
He didn't even see did they even let him dress for the games? I don't remember seeing him.
Yeah, you drafted Jordan Walsh last year. Nah, but he did get into some of the games. He just didn't play in any of these, playoff games. So
he's scrappy too. I would have loved to see
defensively.
What he could have did. Yeah, he's a scrappy kid.
Yeah. The question is, can he develop his jump shot? Like, can he develop the 3? Because if you want to play in this system, you got to be able to shoot the 3. You got to be able to hit the 3 from the corner. Why? Because you know what, Cliff? Let me ask you this question. It just hit me, bro. Like the light bulb just went ding ding. Bro, you know how we get mad when we don't rotate the ball?
Yeah.
Just what if the reason why we see the lack of ball movement is because the lack of trust in shooting the 3 from the wide open player? It's always going to get back to somebody wide open. It's not going to always get to Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, your 3-point shooters.
That's exactly right. And as great as JB is and as great as Jason Tatum is, They are not consistently great 3-point shooters.
No,
They
not
are not.
consistently.
No, they're not. Nobody. They don't even shoot the three as well as Horford does, in my opinion.
They don't. They take way more attempts though.
Yeah, yeah. Which in my
that's why Horford would have a better percentage though. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right, but I just feel like that's not their thing. Neither one of them. I appreciate those shots that when they go in, but at the same time, I want to see them attacking both of them, attacking the basket and dishing out to somebody that can do something with it, just a little bit further than they can as far as hitting the. You bring another three out. Now that's where I would see having to sacrifice either White or Holiday in the starting lineup, unless hear me out, unless you can find a three, somebody that's about 6'8" that can really shoot it. We don't got a lot of those guys out here, not available.
Yeah, I think they're not necessarily looking for 3-point shooters, but the players that have the ability to shoot the three. Like for example, like we're gonna talk about the free agents because Celtics got some free agents coming up. You know what I'm saying? And Luke Cornett, Xavier Tillman are free agents. The Celtics can sign them before I believe June. I forgot what the date is, but soon. Like they have the opportunity to bring those guys in and sign them now. And that will work out in the benefit of the Celtics, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find that out there real quick. Yeah, so they could bring those guys, keep those guys. I don't know. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, do you want any of those two guys back? I wouldn't mind bringing back Tillman, who also wants to remain a Celtic. I just don't know how I feel about Cornette. I feel like he's replaceable.
I just felt he got exposed. When the game gets faster, you could forget he's useless. And what really kind of baffled me slightly was when what's his name was when Missoula didn't use, because Dallas plays a slow style of offense. Mm-hmm. They will, Luka walks the ball up. So does Kyrie. They get in their half court sets. That is to the advantage of a person that plays defense the way Cornette does. That's why I thought I would have seen him more, because the Cleveland series was not the series that he should have been in. This series was tailor-made for the defender that he is, in my opinion.
Respect. O'Shea Brissett declined his player option, so he's going to test free agency. I could see him not returning to the Boston Celtics because he wants playing time. Like he needs to be out there on the floor. He wants to play basketball, and I think now that he's a champion and he's going to be able to bring that type of experience of what it was like, because you got to know. People get picked up because they the ops, right? So like O'Shea Brissett in the locker room, Jason Tatum and all those guys, Joe Mazzulla learning the game from a different perspective. When he came in, provided great energy. He could score, he could drive, he could shoot the three. Mm-hmm. But do you think you're
talking about Brissett, right?
I'm talking about O'Shea Brissett. Yeah. Do you think he'll be returning to the Boston Celtics?
I think I would pick him up, because I told you he reminds me of, he has all the makings to be a PJ Tucker on anybody's team. He hit that timely three. He guarded Luka really. He did he got lit up a couple of times, but for the most part he did a wonderful job on Luka. Any GM, we need to focus on. We can't give him anything of any money of substance, because we got to retain the people we have. So we might have to let him rock. I would love to keep him, but we might have to let him go on and see how great he could be someplace else.
Yeah, that sucks, man. It's just gonna suck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the Celtics, to me, they still need the spark off the bench. And if I had to rely on a spark player, it would have been O'Shea Brissett. I don't think Peyton Pritchard is a spark. I don't think.
Why not?
I just don't think he's a spark, like offensively, like being able to change the dynamic of the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't feel like he gives you that. He's gonna dribble the ball up and look to get the ball to somebody. Whereas O'Shea Brissett's gonna come in the game and he's gonna try to bang it on you, like straight up.
This is true, but I just feel like energy. I feel like Pritchard's energy on defense and his energy on offense. He's not a great scorer, but I just think he brings that to the table. That scrappiness, like we need that. Like I understand what you're saying about Brissett.
Yeah, I'm not saying we don't need it, but it's different. Like if you can need it, but if it's not providing me any production other than just energy, if it's not turning into something, then what's the point? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you look at what Peyton Pritchard did in these playoffs, he just hit buzzer beater shots. He couldn't
That's
score
pretty
pretty
much.
much any other time. That's crazy, right? But when nobody's defending him, he's gonna shoot his shot and it's gonna go in. Like that's who he is. It's just when he's being defended or he has to use his energy on defense to where you see him lack a little bit. So I didn't say not keep Peyton Pritchard. You need him off the bench. He's your point guard. The Celtics didn't really have a six man this year. So like who would be officially that six man? Do they go back to having that, or did they go back to the rotation of guys being the six man? So Svi is going to be a free agent as well, and then Nime Quetta, there's a team option, so we'll see what the Boston Celtics are going to do with him. And then Drew Peterson and JD Davison are also free agents, but they're restricted, so the team owns their rights. So it's going to be an interesting offseason for the Boston Celtics. How many of these guys will be back? I'm going to go out on the brim and say I think they find a way to bring back Xavier Tillman and hopefully up his role. If you're talking about a guy like Al Horford possibly, stepping down or whatever, I feel like he more fits the Al Horford role. Whereas Luke Cornett kind of more fits size-wise the Porzingis role. So I think Tillman would be the one that I'm trying to definitely get back on this team to make a run back, and like I said, you'll up his minutes, right? There's got to be a reason why he was given the minutes in the NBA Finals over Cornette.
Because he really did, he delivered. I mean, he really I was you, and I have been calling for Brissett in both,
And he's young too, just to
yeah,
add
yeah.
that. Like,
I have been calling for him in both previous more of him in both previous series, and I'm just glad that he got a chance to do what he did for us in the finals. But his contribution is was substantial. I mean, I feel like he had especially on the defense, there was a defensive presence that kind of, because you got to think the way he's built, Luka ain't just gonna push him off like he do everybody else. You know, Brissett he's a thick dude. So and he has wonderful footwork. If you watch his footwork, he moves his feet. That's a coach's dream. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those other guys we didn't see next year, but we see Brissett because he does bring him, or he touched free agency and somebody snatches him, you know. But I would out of everybody, I would like to see him come back.
Yeah, that'd be a good addition to bring back. But he did decline his $2.5 million player option to test free agency. So we'll see how that pans out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be very interesting with the Boston Celtics do this offseason. So, to cap off the show, Cliff, what's next for our team, man? What's next for the Boston Celtics?
We're gonna make some mad moves. We're gonna make some moves. Stevens, he got some up his sleeve. We're gonna be like, oh, that's what we doing. I have faith. I remember I had the T-shirt saying, "And Danny, I trust."
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Brad, I trust. We didn't, and I think we're gonna come back bigger, better, and stronger, and we're gonna run over them this time. We're going after the Warriors record. The only thing is, we're gonna win it.
I like that. Shots fired. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in to Celtics World Podcast. We'll be back for another episode soon. Make sure your alerts are set to all if you turn them on. If you're new to the stream, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like if you're watching it. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. We'd love to get your thoughts on what we talked about on the show. Shout out to everybody, the crew that was here for the live show, whether you're on Facebook, X, Twitch, or YouTube. We truly appreciate you guys. Till the next time, Celtics World all day, baby. We out. Peace.